Alright, hello Riven mains and Yasuo mains alike. I am the Nightwing, Way of Life Esports, coming at you guys with another League of Legends video. So earlier today, we got announced about the Riot 10-year anniversary plans that they had actually been working on for quite some time. Most people were very optimistic about what Riot could do for their 10-year anniversary, since it was pretty much a bunch of amazing things. Now, I've already gotten leaked to some of the stuff that they've actually released because I was actually watching the stream, but this is for people who haven't heard of any of this great stuff yet. So definitely this is some really good stuff. So right here is the first part of the news. Was Riot Games reveals huge map and gameplay changes for next League season. If you have been keeping up with League of Legends big updates that Riot Games will be sending to League of Legends, you'll know that the game will be undergoing some massive changes ahead of the 2020 season. One big change Riot has introduced is that the next preseason will be called Rise of the Elementals, and with it comes huge sweeping changes to Summoner's Rift. Yeah, it's been a while since we've actually had any big changes. I remember there was a big change from the old map compared to the new map and how like the jungle worked. And I mean, that was a while ago. That was like in season 5 they did anything really with the map. So it's been very long since that's happened. The new Elemental Rift system will alter how every player will traverse the map as their team takes down the various dragons in the game. As teams take down elemental dragons, one element will begin to take over the rift and permanently alter the map as a result. So, and then they tweeted Rise of the Elemental approaches. That is crazy, actually. Each elemental rift will impact teamfights, rotation, vision, health, and more. For example, Infernal Dragon takeovers will destroy certain walls and burn certain bushes around the map. Mountain Dragons will create new terrain around the map to play around, while Ocean Dragons will make brushes grow larger, and Honey Fruit plants will spawn more fruits to eat. Cloud Dragons will turn certain pathways into wind tunnels, which will allow players to move quickly across the map. Lastly, Elder Dragon will give a ton of late game power to a team that manages to take it down. For example, the dragon now grants an execute to the empowered team that will kill any enemies under a certain health threshold. Smaller additions to the map include new alcoves in the top and bottom lanes, while there are some new brushes near the Blue Buff River entrances. Look out for Riot's newest developer blog post to see all the details surrounding the map changes for 2020. That's going to be something pretty interesting, because having all these big changes, I'm kind of not so keen on these, because people have been playing the game the same way for literally 10 years. This is going to be the first year in which it actually changes the map again, because when the map got changed again, it wasn't more or less, oh, you're playing a different game. It's just like they changed drakes and they changed the jungle, and they kind of changed, like, you know, certain places around the map and how they interact. They, you know, made the Rift Herald and stuff like that. So I feel like this is a interesting thing for what it is, but I just hope this isn't too big of a drastic impact for this, because this is something that I don't want people, you know, just literally, you know, quitting the game over because they just can't adapt to the newest way it's going to be played. But I feel like it's going to be something pretty interesting. Nonetheless, it's going to be something that I'm looking forward to doing. I'm open to trying out new things, but reading the news, I'm not exactly, you know, too happy with that at the moment. Riot is producing an animated series called Arcane. The Riot Arcane announcement. Riot Games is producing Arcane, an animated series. The League developer dropped a full-length trailer earlier tonight during a special edition of Riot Please. In the trailer, we learn the new series will be set in Runeterra, the gritty cyberpunk Ekwe city. Design suggests the story will take place in Zaun. This is further implied by a glowing city appearing in the trailer, which appears to be Piltover. Oh, right. That is some interesting stuff. Yeah, Riot announced the anime earlier in the stream, and it was absolutely incredible to see how that was actually going to be played out. And it starts off really, really cool. Look at that. They immediately start the whole trailer off with flags from competitive teams like, over the years, like Cloud9, EDG, Rocks Tigers, a little throwback to them. You guys remember the Rocks Tigers? It's been a long ride for League of Legends, and to see them rolling out all of these new changes is something that a lot of new players can attest to. Very, very good, because they can overall understand the game from a certain point, from a history standpoint, and from how the game has fundamentally changed everything. And I feel like an anime is able to bring in people a different way than the game, because the game, if people play the game, they're not really interested in the lore, because back in the day when you would play the game, they would be parts of what, if you clicked on a character, they would have their biography, where they come from, Piltover, Zaun, Demacia, Noxus, and stuff like that. But that's not really there anymore. And this could bring in people from a different aspect about, learning the League lore and learning about everything that has to do with how the characters grew up and why the characters act the way they act and why they interact with certain characters the way they do. I'm really, really happy for a series like this, and I'm really, really interested in seeing when it comes out, because I'll be the first person to watch it, and I'm going to react to it on this channel when that actually comes out. So the description of the trailer says that Arcane will be about the origin of two iconic League of Legends champions and the power that will tear them apart. This further implies that the story behind Arcane will revolve around Jinx and Vi. I love Jinx. Jinx is one of my favorite champions of all time. But Vi is a garbage character, man. Vi is gross, man. It's weird though, because Riot expanded into comic books, then they have a comic book series as well. So I'm really curious to see what is Jinx's story and why she's crazy. That's something really interesting. Earlier today, a Twitter post made by Slasher suggested Riot would be releasing an anime series in the future. League fans were ecstatic about this possibility, but as it turns out, the series will be less of an anime, but fans still seem to be pumped about it. Arcane has no set release date yet, but according to the trailer, it is expected to release in 2020. So, are you guys excited about the Riot is producing an anime series? I'm really, really interested in this. I'll watch it wholeheartedly. You have me watching this. Riot Game reveals LOL esports manager coming to LPL in 2020. So what is this? Build Your Legends. Alright, Riot revealed an upcoming simulation game on its 10-year anniversary event. LOL Esports Manager will allow players to create and manage top-tier esports team. It will be launched in the LPL next season and will eventually expand into regional leagues afterwards. And they obviously tweeted about it. Players will have the experience of creating a team made of professional LPL players and running it by taking game-changing decisions. A feature will allow them to compete with friends to know who has the best team. Oh, so it's a more of a fantasy draft type thing. That's actually pretty cool. We haven't had a fantasy draft for League since Season 5. Yeah, I remember. We haven't had Season 6 and Season 5 was around the last period to point where we even had a fantasy draft. They always talked about reintroducing it back into the game. This game is different than other esports team simulation games that exist because it will be directly linked to real esports organizations and will be used as a monetization tool for them. Part of the revenues generated by LOL Esports Manager will go back to the teams implemented in the game, offering a new way for fans to support the ecosystem. No information were revealed yet about the price of the game nor its features. So I like that. That's an interesting thing. I think the concept is good, and obviously rolling it out in the LPL makes a lot more sense. First, because the LPL has one of the biggest fan bases for League. Obviously, for North America, it would be a lot more less fundable in terms of the actual player base over here, because the player base for North America only seems to really focus on like 5 orgs, and going from how certain orgs go about building themselves, about how they brand, how about they go about getting players is really, really big. And people generally tend to gravitate towards, Cloud9, TSM, CLG, 100 Thieves, TL, and the newly established Immortals might be getting ready to have a big fan base as well. They had a pretty big fan base when they were here in North America back in 2017, and Dignitas too. So I feel like this is now a better time to bring it to the North American LCS, because I feel like a lot of people would support, but it really does kind of feel bad when people don't care about the other teams. So maybe they want to kind of see how the general interest in it is going to be brought up first in the LPL with a big market over there, and then bring it to the other regions as well. Because even if you're talking about this in terms of bringing it even to the LEC, you know, the biggest two teams over there are G2 Esports and Fnatic, and then you have like Origin and Misfits are, you know, have a huge fan following too. So I like this idea of bringing it to China first, because China has so many different teams. A lot of people support all of these different teams. So we're gonna have to see how this works. And plus, over there you have like it's for like basketball, where you have home stadiums for teams, which is obviously going to show how many fans they have, and, you know, just how the turnout will actually be. So, all right, and then you have more news. League support items are changing in 2020. Riot says the support role will be looking quite different next year. Riot Games' 10-year anniversary celebration stream brought a new slew of new games and changes to the League of Legends community, some of which won't be making it until preseason. The dev team revealed gameplay changes in a recent developers post, where some big adjustments are being made to the supports and their items. They'll be less poachable and have an expanded quest system that should be more satisfying overall. Riot said about the new support items, we're also reducing the current complexity and rules bloat of the lineup. One big change for the 2020 preseason is that support players will no longer have to buy upgrades for their starter items in the shop, thank God. Instead, these items will automatically upgrade themselves to their second and third forms when certain milestones are reached. The upgrades to the support items are as follows: Tier 1, starting stats and gold generation passive. Tier 2, stats improved, 3 wards added. Tier 3, major stats upgrade, 4 ward capacity and gold generation passive removed. This means they just want you to do more of those quests and stuff like that, because I know people just don't do the quests. Like, I think the quests are stupid, honestly, but they don't obviously think that. And then they have all other changes coming to this. You have a high AD plus low HP spell thieves passive, and then a bunch of other changes that you can obviously go over when I obviously am showing you this video right here in front of you. So you have coin removed. That's pretty interesting. With the removal of coin, Riot has also changed the interaction of Targon's ranged champions will now be able to use the execute element of Targon's passive for health. That's actually pretty cool. So I'm actually glad, because supports usually follow a very, very similar build path no matter what actually goes on. And then we have all these new announcements. When does League of Legends Runeterra release? Okay, so League of Legends is going to be getting into the card game market, actually, and I was actually watching this, and the card game market is really big. As you guys know, I play Yu-Gi-Oh! On my main channel. Actually, I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Since it came out into North America. I've been playing this game for very long. I cannot wait to actually download and play Runeterra. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of Teamfight Tactics, but I will be a huge fan of Runeterra. I already saw the gameplay from their stream. I'm gonna love it. I already literally downloaded it right here. It's already on my taskbar for my computer. I cannot wait to play it, and it's a new digital card game, so, you know, obviously the buy-in is going to be pretty decent. I'm gonna try and get as competitive as possible in this game. I honestly mean it. I'm really, once next year comes and this game gets released, I plan on making a Twitch stream for it. I plan on getting big in this game, guys. I love card games so much. They've been a huge part of my life, and I just can't wait to be a part of this, you know, a lot more. And I can't wait to I already pre-registered. I'm already here, and I'm ready to go. To celebrate League's 10th anniversary, Riot Games has revealed a new digital card game, Legends of Runeterra. In a similar vein to Blizzard's Entertainment, Hearthstone's, and Wizards of Coast Magic the Gathering, LOLR is a free-to-play strategy card game combining skill and creativity. All the trailer looks so good. Look at all of that. Obviously, you can see all that. You have cards for, basically you get to choose between which line of era you want to play in, between Runeterra, Noxus, Demacia, and stuff like that. The game allows players to build decks with champions, characters, and creatures from regions from the League of Legends universe, taking out Runeterra's rich and expansive lore. Each card will have a unique style and strategic advantage, allowing for endless possibilities. LOLR will also be available to play cross-platform on both mobile and PC. This game is still in active development and will not be released until sometime in 2020. However, a special preview kicks off today. To take part in the preview, players can pre-register on PC and the Google Play Store at the LOR website, as well as a chance to play the game firsthand. Players will receive an exclusive Poro pet Chroma at launch. The article will be updated when LOL's R's official release date is revealed. Yes, I cannot wait to play this game, guys. This game looks so good. I cannot wait to play. Looks absolutely amazing. I'm not too sure how you win or how you damage your opponent because Pastry Time was explaining it in the trailer, but I'll just have to rewatch it again. But I cannot wait to play this game. It looks so amazing. And what was said was that there's no packs, so that's also really, really good. So yeah, no buying packs. It's, oh my god, I cannot wait. League of Legends Wild Rift could be coming to the PS4, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch platform. So me and my friends were talking about this a long time ago. Why isn't League of Legends on the console? It's already such a big game on PC. Why not put it onto a console? Well, good news for console players. One of the highlights of Riot's 10th anniversary event was the introduction of its new mobile game and console game, League of Legends Wild Rift. It's expected to release at the tail end of 2020, giving players a fresh outlook on Summoner's Rift. There's been a speculation concerning the game, especially amongst console players, despite Riot confirming Wild Rift will be available on mobile and console. Little else has been revealed. That's crazy. After some digging on Riot's website, through a few hints have given Esports an idea of what's to come for Wild Rift. Multiple job listings included the words PS4, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch, focusing on software, engineering, and cross-platform console games. There's a possibility the game could release to the PS4 and Xbox ahead of Nintendo Switch in a similar fashion to Overwatch, but there's nothing to suggest this. Wild Rift will release to the iOS and Android platforms in 2020, according to Riot, before rolling out to consoles later this year. That's crazy. That is crazy. If you guys are on console and want to play League of Legends, that sounds really awesome. I think that League should have already hit this a while ago. Now, they have that fighting game they were talking about releasing. I don't know if this is the game personally, but this looks honestly really, really good. And then Riot teases a League-based MMO code named Project F. Alright, so what is this? Riot Games started off its 10th anniversary celebration with an absolute bang. It's crazy that after 10 years of getting memed for only playing and producing one game, the company just revealed a card game, a shooter, and a fighting game. Yes, they're also making a shooter game. It is basically like Overwatch and CSGO kind of combined. That's basically what it is. A bit lost in the commotion over the projects was an idea that is still in its infancy, a codename Project F. For a long time, there have been whispers about Riot creating a League MMO. Lots of signs point to it, from the increased emphasis on lore to the collaborations with outside storytellers like Marvel. Finally, those rumors might be coming true. In a brief teaser during the 10th anniversary broadcast, the company revealed that just a snippet of what the MMO would look like. In a brief snippet, Blitzcrank, Ezreal, and Lux are battling across a bridge in an environment that feels different than League. That looks actually pretty interesting too. No, unmute. Go. Yeah, so you can kind of see. Oh, that looks really, really, really good. Awesome. Holy crap. That's crazy. According to Riot, Project F is a very early development project that explores the possibilities of traversing the world of Runeterra with your friends. The fact that very few details were released indicates that this is probably the earliest stage product that Riot has going on. Given that the fighting game is also nowhere near alpha, it's possible that the MMO could be held back until 2021 or beyond. But just the fact that Riot is undertaking this is huge for the company and gaming industry. For longer than League has been around, the MMO market has been dominated by World of Warcraft. Riot would be wise to take its time developing a competing product, making sure that when it's released, it will be even more awesome than League fans can imagine. Oh my god. Console game, card game, fighting game. Holy crap. That is so awesome. Hands-on with mobile League of Legends Wild Rift gameplay and differences. Okay, so League of Legends 10th anniversary has prompted Riot Games to drop bombshell after bombshell, with Wild Rift being one of the biggest reveals of the livestream. Esports had the opportunity to playtest a beta version of the game. Wild Rift isn't just a simple reskin of the PC client, but is built from the ground up with unique art assets such as the Champion Turntable, a feature which features revamped gameplay and scaling. It's undeniably League, but it's also a fresh experience on a even more accessible platform due to its status, and as a separate client, there's no cross gameplay between the mobile and PC versions. That is just insane. Look at this. So this is going to be Wild Rift Champion. Oh my god. That's what it's going to look like on the PS4? I mean, obviously that looks great. Like, if you're talking about having it in terms of a fighting character aspect, that's going to be really, really cool. About 40 champions will be available in the test client, including favorites like Ahri, Jinx, Master Yi. Wild Rift roster does not follow the PC version's timeline and will feature some fundamental differences. Due to some fundamental differences in the gameplay between the PC and mobile versions, champions are not a one-to-one port. Wild Rift developers promise that ported champions may not have the exact same abilities, but the emphasis is being placed on ensuring that playstyle remains unchanged between the platforms. While League goes up to level 18, Wild Rift, what the heck is that? Wild Rift retains 4 skills and 1 passive per champion, and the rune pages and summoner skills remain largely the same. Wild Rift items are only available in base. Players will have to recall to purchase items, which is something several MOBAs only have done away with. The map is mirrored in Wild Rift for 2 sides, meaning that players will have to look out for the objectives in order to move across the correct lane. Minions kill provide more gold to the player, and missing a last hit will still grant a small amount of gold to heroes in the vicinity. A last hit indicator is present on each creep's health bar to aid players. Interesting, and they also give you a snippet of what Wild Rift Garen gameplay looks like. So this is going to be obviously on the console, and it looks pretty much the same, other than the fact that the graphics look a little bit less cleaner on the console, since it's obviously going to be super mass produced. So looks pretty cool, honestly. League of Legends Wild Rift looks and plays great, but it's not entirely unique compared to the mobile League of Legends clones such as Arena, Valor, and Mobile Legends already on the market. Wild Rift biggest selling points will be its connection to the parent game and its ability to leverage the IP and bring in the familiarity and universal concepts present in League. If you own an Android, you can pre-register on the Play Store now. iPhone users will have longer to wait, but you can sign up for updates on the open beta. Riot Games will be rolling out alphas and betas by the end of the year, beginning in China and fully released globally at the end of 2020. So what do you guys think about all of these new Riot things? MMO, you have Project F, you have them getting a card game. Riot is now getting into more games, and the biggest one I'm super excited about is playing the card game, because I want to go so ham in that. I don't care if it's competitive or not. I'm gonna go so ham on that fighting game, on that card game. You guys have no clue. But I'll see you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe. Most of all, enjoy Way of Life Esports, and I'm the Nightwing, and I'm signing out. Peace. You guys have a great day.
Hi there, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more stuff.
Yeah, thank you.